What if a law firm could never, ever forget a lesson it learned? That's the big idea behind an AI we're looking at called LexMatch. It's built to give legal teams something they've never had before, a perfect, searchable memory of everything they've ever done, completely changing the game for how they handle contracts. To really get why a tool like this even needs to exist, you have to start with this number, $30 billion. That's the estimated price tag for how much companies waste every single year, just on manually reviewing contracts. It's an absolutely staggering amount of inefficiency just hiding in plain sight. So, you've got to ask, right? Where is all that money going? I mean, what part of this whole process is so broken that it's costing an entire industry billions and billions of dollars year after year? Well, this brings us to what's being called the $30 billion blind spot. And here's the thing. It's not just about wasted time. It's about a massive hidden risk that's buried deep inside a company's own contract history. So it really breaks down into three big problems. First, you've got friction. We're talking about all those hours lawyers waste just digging through old documents looking for the right clause. Then there's the risk from inconsistency. Tiny little changes in wording from one contract to the next can create these huge, invisible liabilities. And finally, and this is a big one, there's lost knowledge. Every time a seasoned lawyer leaves the firm, all that experience, all that wisdom just walks right out the door. So why can't we just use, a standard search bar for this? Well, that gets right to the heart of the problem. It's about the massive limitations of keyword search and why the old way of looking for things was pretty much guaranteed to fail. Okay, so the difference here is everything. Keyword searches is, well, it's rigid. It only finds the exact words you type in. So if a past contract used the word sole, but you're searching for exclusive, guess what? You'll find nothing. Semantic search, on the other hand, understands intent. It gets that sole right and exclusive privilege mean the same thing legally, even though the words are different. So how in the world does an AI actually pull this off? It's a whole process of teaching it to understand the super subtle details of legal language, to get past the words on the page and really grasp their true meaning. Yeah, at its core, semantic search isn't about just matching letters. It's about understanding the entire context and the intent behind what you're looking for. Think of it like this. It's the difference between looking a word up in a dictionary versus having a real conversation with an expert who understands what you actually mean. And how does it work? It's basically a three-step dance. First, it ingests or reads all the contracts, and it chops them up into logical pieces. Then comes the magic part, vectorization. The AI turns the text into these things called meaning maps, which are basically complex mathematical models of what each clause means. So finally, when you search, the AI isn't looking for words. It's just finding the closest point to your query on that map. And if you want to peek under the hood for a second, this is all powered by a system called Actian VectorAI. That's the engine that creates these incredibly detailed 384-dimensional meaning maps. Now that number just means the maps are extremely detailed, which is what allows the system to give you super accurate results, almost instantly. Alright, so that's the how. Let's get to the what. What does this actually look like for a legal team? How does it help them find risk out in the real world, like right now? One of the absolute killer features is this side-by-side comparison. Just look at this example. The system doesn't just say, hey, I found something similar. No, it shows you exactly what's different word for word. Spotting the change here from exclusive to non-exclusive and revocable is immediate. And that's a difference that could literally be worth millions of dollars, found in seconds. But the intelligence here goes way deeper. LexMatch actually adds these automated layers to guide the user. It slaps risk badges on clauses to instantly flag them as high, medium, or low risk. It gives you confidence scores to show you just how close a clause is to your company's own perfect version. And it uses something called hybrid fusion, which basically combines two different search methods to make sure the accuracy is as high as it can possibly be. It's kind of like having a senior partner looking over your shoulder on every single document. So what is the actual tangible impact of all this technology? Well, it's the creation of that unforgettable memory for the entire legal department. And the results are pretty dramatic. I mean, just look at this. The impact on efficiency it's night and day. We're talking about a staggering 90% drop in the time that legal teams spend just looking for old examples. And that time isn't just saved. It gets put back into high-level strategic work instead of tedious searching. And this is about way more than just being fast. It's about spreading knowledge around. A brand new associate doesn't have to start from zero anymore. Like the quote says, they get the collective wisdom of the firm's entire history right on their screen. This is how you stop the same expensive mistakes from happening over and over again. So the bottom line is really this. It's about being faster, safer, and smarter. You slash search time, you standardize all your language to head off lawsuits, and you build this living, breathing institutional memory that actually gets smarter with every single contract you add. And that really leaves us with one final, much bigger question. Right now, this tech is for law, but the potential is huge. If we can teach an AI to perfectly remember legal history to avoid risk, what other critical knowledge in science or engineering or even medicine can we simply never afford to forget?